Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Let me roll through the list. Think you guys can hear me. Yeah, y'all can hear me. It is a little bit, going to be a little bit windy in here today. Actually, the whole stream's going to be loud. Y'all let me know how the volume is, and I'll adjust it as I can. What's up, Mr. Maker, Eric, Steven, Trail Dust, Ben Toombs? How y'all doing? Scrolling. You're chit-chatting. Xavier, hello. Sully. Jeff Woodring. And that's everybody right now. Yeah, so, ads running. Heard. Obviously, it's like crazy hot out. Otherwise, I'd be at the fire, but it's not. So I'm over here tucked in the corner of my shop, and I got a fan over here. I got fans over there, which I'm not turning off. But yeah. Is the audio right now, without the machines running, is the audio alright? It looks alright on my levels, but yeah. I could add, that's the, yeah, I mean, the mic is way over there. I ought to change it to this mic right here, because that's a much more sensitive mic. Give me 1 sec. Add audio input. Okay. Alright. Now it should be coming from right here. And that's a little bit of a better mic. But yeah. Alright. How's that? Is that a little bit better? Hey, Corey. Echoing still? Should not be. I know it would echo for a second. Oh, there it is. My bad. That should be it. That should be better. Alright, only reason is this is a completely different audio setup for the stuff that I'm doing today than what I normally do, so that's why I'm kind of tuning it in. And I'll be silent, see if you guys can hear the background noise. And then I'll turn the machine on. Is that all right? Okay. So you can hear the machine when I talk, obviously. But if I'm not talking, it's a little quiet. All right. Yeah, I don't want to blast out everybody's speakers, you know. And as long as when I'm talking while the machine's running, that my voice is overpowering the machine, all the better. So okay, but y'all can still hear me. All right, so right, let's give this a shot. I hate grinding streams, you know, because they're so hard on the audio. I'm going to start with the fish hot cut. When I was working with it, I kind of dinged it, so I'm going to just brink and then resharpen it. All right. Yeah. And then after that, I'm going to be working on this bit of Damascus that I had worked on before. I just need to clean it up and make it perfectly flat, perfectly smooth, get all the forge scale and the forge imperfections out of it before I toss it in the propane forge and start stamping it along it. And that way each one gets a nice even stamp. You know, it's a fish hot cut. Hey, Steven. So yeah. And then if I have time, I'm sure I will because grinders go quick. I'm going to do something y'all have been yelling at me for a while. I'm going to fix the mushrooming on my punch, or on my drift. Or at least wear it down some. All right. Somebody yelling at me about PPE? I am wearing PPE. Now, I fully expect to get blasted in the chest, and I usually stand where the camera is standing when I'm grinding, so I'll probably stand off to the side this time, you know. And I checked, nothing is directly in the way, you know, no cameras are going to get splashed with sparks. That's not a mushroom, that's an umbrella. All right, so let me switch frames over here. Transition. And hello. All right. Now I'm going to test talking. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just etch that down completely and then resharpen it. Very simple. Yeah, this is more in the way right now. Of course I pulled it off. And that's pretty much it. When I switch belts, I'll polish it up. When I switch to the other belts, I'll hit that again to polish it up. And yeah. Let's see. Talking over the machine worked and not hearing the grinder at all. Nice. The grinder noise isn't even coming through. Right on. I love it. And yes, of course. I'll put it on with it running too. All right. It's not necessarily the mic that's not picking it up. It's the filters that I have running on the computer. I have it set for lower gain, so I do have to talk louder, even though I'm literally 10 inches away from the microphone. And I have it set for noise suppression at the max. It's using, an extreme amount of processing power to do that. But yeah, if you guys can't hear the grinder when I'm talking, I'm super proud of that. I'm happy. That means this show can continue without a hitch. All right. The only reason I have this on is I'm going to be sliding it back and forth. I don't necessarily need this, but since I'm paying attention to the chat as well, yeah, knock on wood. I see what y'all are doing. Yeah. It says right before a hitch like a storm or someone talking about the internet. I don't know. But I love that you guys can't hear the grinder. And I did already use the wire wheel and get the scale off of it. No, you're on fire. I'm grinding on a bit of Damascus. And, Mr. Maker, I know it's hot. I actually have a bucket of water right under the grinder. What is the flame to my right? That's one of my mosquito torches. And yeah, I actually sold four of these stamped doubloons, stamped coins yesterday, or yeah, yesterday. Oops. You can hear the grinder now? I still have a few spots that I need to get. I am using 36 grit, but it's relatively old. I've got a newer one here. I'll put it on. I'm really trying to hog this. The trouble is, Jeff, is all of my belts are relatively worn out, so I'm desperately in need of another order. Yeah, I put flux on the belt. That's a good first pass. The goal here is to make it all smooth. You know, to get rid of the little imperfections. All right. I'm going to let it cool a bit, the machine. I think the only thing getting dust on it right now is my phone. Yeah, Roy is a huge fan of flux. Huge. I think he eats it for breakfast, too. Hey, Jeff. Ever tried belt lube? No. I do have a belt eraser, though. Yeah, Jack. I need to go grab some water. Almost done with my first gallon. The smart answer is very strong in this group. Let me think. Forge welding with Iron Mountain, low red. Yamez was there. You used the word someone. Had to have been Voldemort. Either that or Bob. Could have been Bob. Good old Bobbert. Mr. Coffee? Unfortunately, this Voldemort doesn't have any Death Eaters. Yeah, Christ-centered ironworks brand flux, when you pour it on the steel, before it touches it, it veers course and falls on the ground. Famous guy. Famous guy. Yeah, it has to be John Coffey. I mean, the entirety of the Quad Squad is famous, so. Hey, Speargrass. All right. See you in 2 weeks. But yeah. Shit. My camera's in frame. Oh, Brian. Or no, it's Bryant, Portugal. and Sweaty Pete. I'm only playing, Brian. I know you don't watch my show, but we have fun here. If you do happen to catch this or somebody clips it, you know, much love to you. So yeah, my plan with this is to get it. See, I don't need to bring it to polish because I'm still going to forge on it, or rather, I'm going to heat it up and stamp it. So I don't need to bring it to polish. But what I would like to do today is bring it, you know, somewhat to a shine, and then toss it in the acid for a quick test etch to show you guys where I'm at. So if that's all right with you guys, you know, I so rarely get to show what my Damascus looks like during a stream. No, I didn't harden it, but it should still test etch. It just won't be as defined. Because my plan for it is to stamp it, then while it's still whole, give it a run and polish, and then go and cut with the grinder each one of these off. And then, you know, hit it with the grinder around the edges to clean it up. So that's kind of the running plan. All right, back to it. I'm going to switch sides. Yep. Still trying to get all these spots off. Now my belts are old, Ben. You suck. One little spot in the middle. I do need to buy new belts, though. I thought I had one more new one. Apparently, I don't. Jack, just drink every time I flip it. No, Jeff. I still got a whole bunch to grind out. And I can actually use to make them thinner. Nah, Ben, don't hurt yourself. You got fans, you know it. They may not be fans for what you think they're for, but you got fans. Standing in one spot sucks sometimes. Ah, ah. um, hey, Ben, is your left nipple as small as your left arm? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let the hate mail come in. Had to look. Man, I tell you. Yeah, I need to get a hold of Phoenix Abrasives and get me some new belts. Because while they say 36, they're so used, they're really likely more like freaking 80 grit. I don't know which nipple. I don't see Ben's freaking disability. I can't remember which arm, is messed up of his, because it don't matter. Dude can still swing a hammer better than me. I mean, took a hammer, swung it, did a flip, and still hit the metal. You don't see that level of agility in a blacksmith. No, it happened, Ben. I was there. I know it happened. It's hot in this little corner. I will say, what pattern I can sort of see, this looks pretty cool. Yeah, exactly, Trail Dust. It's not exactly a blacksmithing conversation. Let's get it back. Ah. I believe it's about 42 layers or so. It's straight Damascus. All right, so normally a Damascus bar would be layered like this, and then you're grinding waves, out. This, I forged the bar and then turned it around and flattened it so that the layers are going along this axis like this. All right. So you have just a straight layers with a little bit of deformation on the ends or on the edges. And then wherever I cut in these notches, you should see kind of a distortion effect. But we'll see how it looks in the test etch. Yeah, it does sound cool. That's why I'm trying it. Exactly, Corey. It's a risky move, but I think it worked. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and switch it to my and today I'm going to order some new belts. um, I'm going to go ahead and swap it over to Scotch-Brite belts. Bump this in just a smudge. I get my belts from Phoenix Abrasives. Greg Magnuson on Facebook, he often throws up some deals. And, I get them whenever I can, whenever I see him throw up deals. I've used Combat Abrasive once. I still prefer Phoenix. Alrighty. Now that was just the, I'm not trying to go super smooth on it right now. Let me jump a belt and go up to blue. The blue belt's getting a bit old. Gives it that beautiful satin finish. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean my hands. clean the steel. Grain alcohol here. I also got greasing wipes somewhere around here. All right. Open up the acid bath. And I'm not going to try and get the whole thing in there right now. This is just a test etch. Each one should look, each little node should look pretty similar. So it was the best I can do for cleaning it right now too. That sit in there for a little bit, and I'm going to move on to polishing up the fish hot cut again. Oh, I don't want to put that by the fire. Acetone is what I usually use, but I'm not sure where I put it. Around here somewhere. That was right there. And yeah, it pretty much is moonshine. I get it from a guy by my guild. It's not the drinkable type. There we go, good as new. I will say though, acetone leaves a little bit of a residue. Fish hot cut. This is my weaker acid. This is the stuff that I use to etch things overnight. So we'll see if I have to run up to the house to get the better acid. It's not showing yet. You know what? If y'all give me one moment, I'm going to go grab that now just in case. I found my acetone too. And I'm back. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the stronger acid here. But before I do, get some baking soda water. To dip it in. All right. Yeah, see, it's barely etching. sit here and hold this for a sec. Hey, Drew. Does anyone in the house have that problem of buying tools for the shop instead of siding for the shop? No, my shop is already sided. I don't know if y'all can see that pattern or not. I didn't get the swirls in that I was thinking. But it's pretty wild. I'll let it swirl for a little bit more, and then I'll clean it off and try and get a really good shot of it with the camera. I mean, that's as good as it's going to get for a test etch. All right. Let me focus on it. It's the damn light. But yeah. There's the pattern. That really kind of is a good pattern. Hey, Mr. Coffee. It's probably slightly green, but were you guys able to see the pattern all right through YouTube? I think so too, Mr. Maker. Hey, Danimals. I did cut the sides with a hot cut. It gives it just just a little bit of a curve to it at each of those points, but not nearly as much as I thought it would. So, still. Getting some more baking soda up on it. But yeah, a nice etch and then a coffee etch on it. Those will be pretty good. Trying to get it to focus right. Yeah, I really think that that's gonna pop. Yeah, Paul, the thing is I was trying to get as many pieces out of it as possible. So, I don't know. Now, if I was doing it like Feather Damascus, where I were to then fold these in and forge weld them together at where I split them, then yeah, that would be, you would really notice it because it's edge to edge. But yeah. No, ETH did not just hit 400. If it did, I'm buying. A fuller would have moved the layers instead of slicing through them. Yeah. Even the process of slicing through them moves them a little bit. Hey, Henry St. Street Forge. And yes, stamping will add some warping as well. Yeah, a bunch of coins. I've got a rusty old. Let me clean this one up right quick. I'll show you guys what they look like. This isn't the Damascus one. But The kind of like this. All right. Now the mushroom punch. I don't know if I have enough time for that. It's hot. About almost 7:30. But yeah, and as for Jack, I've heard so many people call, crypto pyramid schemes. I ain't even gonna try to convince anybody, But with the investments that I'm in, you guys will probably be some of the first to know that I'm a millionaire. Because I'll have like a CNC table behind me, a forging press, and, a clean shop because I'll have hired people to clean it for me. Yeah. I sold a 4-pack of these for $100 yesterday. Actually, it was 0.4 B&B, but who's counting? Oh. Exactly. There's a reason I'm the crypto smith. No, you do not see a plasma table in the back. You do not at all. I'll tell you what. Just for shiggles, there's the NFT page. You made $400 on that video, Paul? That's hilarious. Hey, necktie. Yeah, Jack, I'll tell you what. If you just relax about it and, hold that for another year or so, the Bitcoin halving happens in 2024, April, I think. And, yeah, that'll start like a massive rise. Yeah, eggs in a lot of baskets. That's the ticket, not putting all the eggs in one basket. But that's awesome, Paul. 2.2 million views. Yeah, I'll just say that's awesome, Paul. Well, I was looking at the punch, okay, and the amount of material that I have to hog off from it, and I need new belts for that. I'm going to have to take it to, I'm going to have to use my angle grinder and literally slice off chunks and then clean it up. This would take hours with the belts that I have right now. But yeah, on the subject of Bitcoin and such, I love to talk about it, but uh, understandably, there's a lot of people who don't believe in it, don't think it's worth anything, don't think it's, and I ignore that because I believe in it. I believe that, it's the future. So, and I'll invest in it. And either I win or I don't. There's not a mill. What are you guys talking about? All right. I'm going to point to things that you think is what? What do you guys think is a mill? That's a TV. That's oxyacetylene. That's a shelving unit. That's a bit of scrap iron. Oh, in Paul's video. Okay, never mind. But I will say, if you are into crypto, make an account on coinmerge.io and chat with me about it there. I have the CryptoSmith chat in the group section too. Still nice to know. There ain't no stealable stuff in this shop. Yeah, Corey, you're stuck on tangible. Get off of tangible. Because even fiat currency, even the dollar, is not tangible these days. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not attacking. I'm not, everybody is entitled to their opinion. I'm not here to change minds. I'm not even here to talk crypto. I'm just, pointing out that it's. I'm not going to change your mind, and I'm not going to try to, And I've seen with my bank simply transferring money around or help paying bills. I'll pay my credit card bill, which I can only use my bank for, and the credit card bill says paid, and my bank doesn't update, doesn't anything, and a week it'll keep the money in that account, and if I accidentally spend it, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get idiots like me to go, oh, I still have $300 in the account, and then use it, and then they take it out and back charge you, So, yeah. Whereas with the blockchain stuff, it's like, if I were to send you $200 in, Ethereum, let's go with Polygon or B&B. The gas fees are much, much lower. It's there within minutes. It's out of my account into yours. There's proof of the transaction that it happened. Boom. You know. Yeah, Corey. I mean, you know. Here's the thing, and I'll say this to anybody. Not understanding it is one thing. And not specifically you, but I see it in comments all the time on, you know, crypto ads and stuff. Oh, you know, I don't understand it, so it doesn't exist, or it's fake, or it's this or that, or it's bullshit, or whatever. It's like, if you don't understand it, say that. If you want to understand it, ask somebody. If you don't care about it at all, say that. You know, I mean, there's so many people out there that want to bash people who are in crypto. It's like, why? You know, it's silly. I mean, I'm selling these for crypto, and I take that money, transfer it to my bank, buy more material using crypto. You know, probably gonna love you, John Coffee. I know I'm losing a lot of people. No, I'm not. Yeah, no, and I'm not saying anybody here like Corey or Jack or anybody here is dissing crypto, you know, and whether you do or don't, it don't bother me, you know, like, doesn't bother me one bit. You know, I'm doing it for me, not for you. Not you as in the person who would be dissing me, you know. Yeah. There you go, necktie. Yeah. So it's like, man, one of these days, I'll do a not scheduled stream and say, attention, I'm talking crypto. And that way anybody who doesn't want to listen can unsubscribe, because that's what people do now. All right, so I'm going to take a poll real quick with the 15 of you that are here. If I can. I'd have to do it over here. All right, you know, let's just do this. It's like, if you'd like, I can explain it to the best of my ability. You know? 14. Dropping like flies, guys. It's hot. 12. Oh, no. Stop it. But, you know, again, keeping in mind this is a blacksmithing stream, and my knowledge of it is rudimentary from what I've learned in the past, you know, little over a year. -3. Ah! But not going into the science, like the actual coding and everything behind it. Yeah, it made me look. It's each, okay, so you have a lot of different categories. You have utilities, you have payment tokens, you have meme tokens that are literally are what people think about. It's like, it has value because somebody says it has value, you know, and that's it. Like, take Dogecoin, for example. Started out as a joke. People bought into it. How it achieves value is people send their payment crypto, Ethereum, or using a centralized exchange, money, cash money, into a liquidity pool. All right? And that balances its Doge, Ethereum, you know, is the liquidity pool, that pairing. And it's how many Doge are worth how many Ethereum, and that determines the, you know, like the market cap, the value, all that stuff. Vote you off the island. Corey, let me ask this. If I have no Bitcoin to start with, then how do I buy and sell it or use it to buy a new hammer? Funny thing is I sold a hammer for Bitcoin. He actually paid in Bitcoin. What you got, how to get into it is you find an on-ramp, an on/off ramp, the popular ones being Coinbase, Crypto.com, etc., etc. And, you transfer money from your bank into that exchange, and then you swap that for whichever currency you want. Or some exchanges allow you to buy, like Bitcoin for the dollar. And then you can swap that for other tokens on that chain. Ethereum uses ERC20 tokens. Polygon uses Matic tokens. Binance Smart Chain uses the BEP20 chains, so on and so forth. Yeah, you could use Cash App to buy Bitcoin. And then once you have it, you can transfer it to another wallet, a more secure wallet. And then you hold it until the price rises. And when you find a sell point, you reverse those steps and send it back into your bank at an increased value. Okay? Or should you want to buy a hammer with Bitcoin and you have Bitcoin, I can make a hammer and I would accept cryptocurrency. You find somebody who accepts it as a form of payment. You could spend dollars to buy it, or if you have other cryptos, you can use those. You could swap those for it. I mean, it's fascinating. I was a bit I didn't understand it at first, was a bit scared of it. And as I learned, it's like, it's easy. Once you get into it, it's easy. Once you learn how to avoid scammers, it's really easy, Yeah, you could use the Rupel. You could use, freaking the peso. You could use whatever currency. Yeah, it's not so much that it's fuzzy logic. It's that I understand the basics of it, and articulating that basics of it, it gets lost in translation, if that makes sense. I'm not doing mental jumping jacks to justify it. It makes sense to me when I think about it. So, Ben, shut up. But yeah, I mean, fingers crossed, it works out, and in 5 to 10 years, I'm a millionaire. That's a very, very good explanation there, Jack. Think of it as chickens. You need, somebody's holding corn token, you're holding egg token. How many eggs for, how many pieces of corn, and you swap. Yeah, its value is in what somebody's willing to pay for it, and that is determined by the token pairing. If it reaches a point where nobody's willing to pay that, people start, that's when it kind of plateaus off. People start selling because, hey, it's not going to go up anymore, and then it sells off, and it's lower in value. And then people start buying it, and it goes up again. Anyway. That's the cryptoverse in a nutshell. And there, with all the different projects out there, each token does something a little bit different. So yeah, the two of them that I'm in right now, I don't even have to sell. I get dividends for holding. I get a percentage of buys and sells. So just hold it and let my bags grow. Woo! But with that, guys, I'm gonna toss on Goodnight Fire. I know we didn't have a fire, but I'm hot. I want to go inside. The last of this stream just got sidetracked.